Hello and welcome back to another reaction, in this occasion, Invincible Episode 2. Yes, unfortunately last week I wasn't able to record any of my videos. It was honestly one hell of a week. It was just so overwhelming that I really have no energy to even record this. And again, I know this is not the most complicated job in the world. I know that. But my other job is kind of draining me, and yeah, it's a hard month. I think I've been doing all of this. It's a hard month, and thanks to the pandemic and all of that, yeah, it's probably 10 times worse that was in previous years. So yes, it's completely and utter chaos. So that is why I wasn't able to record, especially such a long episode as this episode are being. The last one was 47 minutes, and according to what I have here, is going to be 44 minutes. This video. So yes, it's a long time. But anyway, yes, enough complaining about that. Let's just quickly remember how or when we end up. Again, at the beginning I thought it was going to be okay, we're going to see him develop his powers, or I don't know, grow closer to his father, or something like that. I honestly thought something completely different, but in the end we received one of the one of the most shocking scenes, and not especially because I am I don't enjoy gore. I don't like gore a lot, but I understand sometimes that it's needed to show something like this, especially if the show is doing something like that, is planning to do, or is very gruesome, or is very kind of, I don't know. It's hard to say that it's anchored to reality because, yeah, superpowers, but yeah, I think that they're dealing with the consequences of superpowers in a more realistic way. That it's not going to be just the clean cuts and all of that, or it's just going to be bruises and, oh, they're going to be dead, but I'm with only bruises. No, it's going to be gruesome, and yeah, it makes sense for the forces that we are dealing with in this case. So I'm not a great fan of gruesome stuff or gory stuff. I'm not a great fan, I have to confess that. But I don't mind. I honestly don't mind, and yes, this is for the warning that you gave me. Oh, if you think this is gory, just wait into the future. And yeah, I kind of want to see how gory this is going to be. I am kind of curious to see that. But anyway, enough about this presentation. Let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn notifications. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary once you see it. Remember that in the description we have the link for my Twitter if you want to follow me there, the link for the reaction because YouTube doesn't like reactions, and obviously the link for my Patreon in case you want to check it out and watch the uncut reaction. Anyway, enough about all of this. Let's cut the presentation short and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the second episode of Invincible, and I think the clues are there. I think the plot is starting to make more sense to me, and I think is I don't know. It's not as baffling when you start to think about what is going on. Obviously, I could be completely wrong. That is, yeah, partially the truth. But so far, I think, and I want to clarify this, I think I know what is going on, or what is going on. I think is the best way for me to say it. Okay, let's start obviously with this episode. We know that Omni-Man killed the Guardians of the Earth, or not remember exactly. The Guardians, let's say. They were killed by Omni-Man. This is something that we know of. But why? That is the big question. We still don't know. And this episode, it's kind of leaving it in the background. It's leaving it, okay, this is our plot, we need to move forward, but we are not just going to say, okay, yeah, this, and it's not going to have any consequences. No, there is something else there. There is something else. We are trying to discover what is that. And the plot is still there, which is obviously important. We need that plot. But obviously we concentrate on our characters, in this case Invincible, Mark, the son of Omni-Man, and how he's been dealing with school, and how he's been dealing, most importantly, with the least glamorous part of the job of being a superhero. Because yes, once, and I think this is something I even am guilty of when I said at the beginning that yes, when you imagine superheroes, obviously they start as children stuff. They can be overly violent. Well, yeah, at least not gruesome. That is, I think, the word that I'm looking. Perhaps I'm wrong. I've not been a fan of comics all the time. I am been just more fan of manga than the Western culture, because yeah, I didn't know where to start with comics. To say, okay, where do I start? Batman? I don't know. Superman? I don't know. There are a shit ton of universe for Superman, for Batman, for whatever other superhero that you want. It's hard to start with number one, because number one is from the 20s, and there are so many alternative universe for comic that is almost impossible. Manga, okay, I want to read One Piece. Start with one. Start with the first volume. Okay, I want to read Boku no Hero. Okay, start with number one. That's fine. That's fantastic, and all of that. So that is why it was easier for me to catch on with manga than to comics. It was more accessible to me. Moving on from this piece of the past for me. What I mean is, the superhero genre, I think, started more for a kids stuff. Yeah, it has adult themes, but were entertaining for kids, especially if you take into account the cartoons that came out, let's say during the 80s or something like that. It was very kid friendly. That is Super Friends, which is obviously the Super Friends, which is the Justice League. But yeah, back then it was the Super Friends. So yes, it's obviously, oh, okay, there are friends, are going to solve the problems, and we don't see that much violence. Okay, the Superman could destroy a rock or robots, and it was completely okay. But human beings or living beings, that's another business, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Mark, perhaps it was a little bit like me, in the aspect that he was ready for just to see the good part of the superhero business. Just being the savior of the earth or savior of the city, and then everybody praising whoever that was. That's the point. They never show how the superheroes went. For example, the invasion that we saw, well, the triple invasion that we saw in this episode, that yes, it's going to be gruesome because they are invaded. They don't care about the lives of a small portion of the population, and they are going to kill everybody and everything that comes in their way. And obviously the superheroes need to do the same. They need to beat the crap out of everybody, which means obviously we're going to see guts, heads exploding, and all of that. This is something that this show is really, really good at showing. That is very violent, but that is how it would be. If you are dealing with superpowers, it's not going to be just nice, it's just going to be gruesome. It makes complete sense. And they are trying to deal with all of this business. Obviously, Mark is not prepared. Invincible is not prepared. And he's freaking out because I guess he never saw so much violence in his life. So much guts, so much gruesome scenery in his life. That is why he was unprepared. That is why he was just, oh my god, what the hell is this? And not just from the bad guys, but from the innocent people that were in the way. They were simply in the way. They never, ever asked for this. They never provoked them, and they were killed in a very gruesome way. So obviously he wasn't prepared for that, and he was freaking out. Here comes another things, which obviously they have more experience, they know how to deal with this in the past, and they dealt with this, and they were lucky because the other dudes were not prepared for the timeline of Earth. It's kind of weird, but yeah, once you start to understand it, yeah, it makes sense. I thought it was another superhero that was just making them old, but no, that wasn't the case. It was their own undoing. Now, Mark is still ready, and I think this is not, it sounds kind of repetitive, but this is kind of a way for us to be seeing how Mark is dealing with stuff in the future, or how he's dealing with the stuff right now. And in the second battle, amazingly, that was the most successful one, in which he was angry, he beat the crap out of the leader of these people, I don't remember the name of the race, sorry, and they were just like that. And obviously that is the problem. Well, not the problem, that is the situation here. That Mark was more successful in his second fight. Obviously not that great of a success, but at least they deal with them and they make them run away. Now the third fight comes. The third fight is obviously the toughest one because now they have adapted to our timeline and they are more prepared for our invasion, and even with the strong suit of the leader, and he's beating the crap out of Mark, out of Invincible. Yeah, it sounds weird. But now comes Omni-Man and deals with the business, and he just goes to the other dimension and beat the crap out of everybody on the planet. Everybody on the planet is being killed, I guess. I don't know how many years he spent there, but he killed everybody in the end. So yeah, he doesn't care, and he returns, and everything is kind of normal. Hell, even saw that with the mom, Deborah, I think it was her name. We saw that with the mom. Okay, no, he's fine. He just went to another dimension. Nobody beats him. It's just another dimension. That's another Thursday. Sure, it makes sense for that family. It makes sense for them. And yeah, in the end, it was like that. It was like just another Thursday, and nothing happens. But again, I guess the point of this third battle is to show that yes, Mark is still unprepared. Mark is still depending on the father, and the father has so much experience that he is used to this. And not only that, he knows that the only way of these guys for not to return is to beat the crap out of them, is to literally kill them, literally destroy them, and that is what he did. And now we saw the experience, not just comparing it to Mark, but with somebody that who is supposed to have more experience than Mark. In this case, the teen team, I think it was. So yes, they did not were prepared to deal with to give the deadly blow to these invaders. Until Omni-Man appeared and he dealt with them. I think that's the point of these three great action scenes. To show us an unexperienced Mark, to show us a little bit of success from Mark, and then to show us how the difference between the experience of a hero as old as Omni-Man and the rest of the other heroes. So yes, it was quite neat, the purpose of these fights, because again, it's not just flashy fights, it's just something to grow a character or to advance the plot, which is important, obviously. Now that we deal with that part of the series, let's go to another one, the business of the romantic interest. I don't know who is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Amber, the normal high school girl, or Eve, the superhero girl. We don't know that. Because, yes, from what I see, yes, Eve has a boyfriend, but the boyfriend is a douchebag, and you kind of see that Eve is trying to get tired of him. Perhaps I'm wrong, perhaps it's just a normal fight with them, and they are going to be fine for the next episode or something, or if they are going to be with Mark, or I don't know. I still don't know, and if I might choose who I will go with, is going to be Eve, because she has superpowers, and I don't know, I like her. I like her attitude. Perhaps because Amber hasn't been shown anything, we have not meet Amber in a deeper way. I think we saw more of the personality of Eve than the personality of Amber, because honestly, we haven't seen anything from Amber. We haven't seen anything other than she's defending herself, and that's it. We don't know her that much, and even with this episode, we know a little bit more of Eve, that she's willing to stand up for herself. She's not willing to give up easily in the case of the rescue in the city, and she's willing to take no crap out of anybody that is in her team, not even her boyfriend, or perhaps even especially her boyfriend. I don't know what is the case here, but yeah, I like Eve more. I don't know, I prefer her, so yeah, whatever. Now, moving on from the romantic plot, or there's a romantic subplot. We got the plot that is going to that my guess is going to be around or for the rest of the I think it's the first season. I think they have announced a second one. Don't believe me, I am not saying, oh yes, it's confirmed. No, I don't know. I honestly haven't checked that out. If you can clarify for me if the rumor I heard is correct, that they are going to have a second season, please let me know in the comments. But yes, this first season, I think the overarching plot is going to be to discover what the hell is going on with Omni-Man and why he attacked the Guardians. And my theory is this. Well, before that, obviously we have this government agency that is trying to solve the problem, and they are kind of depending on this demon detective. The demon detective is obviously on point, but they don't want to believe one of their greatest assets is actually the one guilty of killing the rest of their greatest assets. So yes, it makes sense. It makes sense that they don't want to be seen like that. It makes them weak. It makes them, I don't know. Perhaps even they were their friends. I am still not sure about anything about that. So that is why the negativity part, and even saying, okay, you're a scumbag and I don't want to hear anything about you. But I guess in the back of his mind, he's saying, okay, that is a high possibility that happened in that moment. Yes, everybody kind of said the suspect is there. The point is there. But anyway, as I was saying, my theory is the next one. Obviously, I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong. But my theory is that somebody else somebody was controlling the mind of Omni-Man. He implanted an idea that somebody was attacking him. That's why he entered guns blazing into the Guardians' hideout, let's say, and he started to attack because he believed that somebody was attacking him. And obviously the Guardians responded because, well, they were being attacked. Obviously that makes sense. And Omni-Man doesn't see them as the Guardians. He just sees them as enemies. I don't know what he saw. But my guess is that perhaps a supervillain is trying to control Omni-Man to get rid of all these Guardians, and that is why he's going to be able to conquer the world or something along those lines. So he's being smart. He's putting heroes against heroes, and even if they discover who did it, it's going to be Omni-Man's hands that were dirty, not his own or their own or whatever, or her own. So yes, that is my theory as to what is going on with Omni-Man and why he attacked the Guardians. I don't know, perhaps I'm right, perhaps I'm wrong. I have no clue, which is kind of fine for me because I want to discover what the hell is going to happen in the next episode. But I think I exhausted the topic of this one, and I have nothing else to say, but thank you for your attention. And well, quickly remind you that please consider a subscription, add to notifications, leave a comment, and leave a like. And remember that in the description we have my Twitter if you want to follow me, the reaction because YouTube doesn't like reaction, and my Patreon in case you want to check the uncut reaction of this and many more videos. Anyway, enough about all of this crap. Enjoy your day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, watch the next one because this is exciting, man. This is exciting. And anyway, yes, I'm just starting to blabber and watch. So thank you for your attention, and see you on the next one. Bye.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks, and see you on the next one.